Hello guys, in today's video we'll be solving this question. Find the number of islands. Given a grid of size n into m, n is the number of rows and m is the number of columns consisting of zeros and ones, find the number of islands. Note, an island is either surrounded by water or boundary of grid and is found by connecting islands adjacent lengths horizontally or vertically or diagonally, that is in all 8 directions. Fine. So what do they mean by all 8 directions is what we have to understand. We are given with these as the 2D matrix. This is an island and this is an island. So number of islands is 2 because this is connected to this is connected to this diagonally. It's connected to this diagonally. Similarly here, this has only one element of an island. Why? Because all of these are connected to each other in some way or the other, either diagonally or in the form of plus, like this symbol, or like upside up, down, left, right, or right diagonal, left diagonal. So we have to consider these as one single island. What do we do to solve this question? We simply run a DFS traversal from every one we got, and we'll take note of the ones that this one will touch. Let's say we start with this one, the DFS traversal. We'll make note of when will this touch all this island. If this touch this is, we'll mark this also, that this belongs to this island only. I mean, the parent of this is this, so this one belongs to this as a parent, and these belongs to one single island. Okay, and then it will touch this, right? And then it will touch this, right? And then it will touch this, right? So but this won't be able to touch this. So all these will be counted part of a single island, right? These all ones. And again we'll go to the 0 0 0. No, this is 0. We'll call DFS only for ones. Okay, so when we reach this one, we'll call DFS for this. This will touch only itself because it has no other ones attached to it, so this will be counted as one another island. Similarly for this, we can go diagonally also, right? So we start with this one, the DFS traversal. We can go diagonally. They said that we can go in all 8 directions. All 8 directions means top, down, left, right, top right diagonal, bottom right diagonal, bottom left diagonal, and bottom right left, I mean top left diagonal. So these constitutes of all the 8 cycles, I mean 8 diagonals. So if we start with this one, it will go from this to this diagonal, it will touch this, then it will touch this, and it will either touch this or this. So let's say it touches this, then it touches this. So all these gets touched with one DFS traversal only, right? So this will be a single island. So that is what we have to do. Let us do that. All we have to do is to call DFS for every one we reach, and we'll keep on converting all the ones to zeros if it is touched by that particular one for which we are calling DFS for. So let's say the number of rows is grid dot size, number of columns is grid 0 dot size. For int I is equal to 0, I is less than. For int j is equal to 0. When do we call? We call only when grid ij is equal to 1. DFS I comma j comma grid. And when we call a DFS traversal, we'll increment the count of 1. Fine. And we'll return the count. And we'll initialize the count to 0. Yes. We'll simply write the DFS code. Sorry, it is vector of vector. Fine. We'll store the value of the n and m here. Having done that, we'll check if the DFS traversal is possible or not. These are the cases when it is not possible, when it goes out of bound. It goes out of bound when either of I and j is less than 0, because -1 is not an index, and if it is increasing, like if I is more than the number of rows or j is more than the number of columns, more than or equal to, because 0 to n minus 1 is the index and not n, and when grid of I and j is not equal to 1, right? Because we'll have to terminate this DFS traversal, right? When does this DFS traversal terminates? It does not go out of bound and terminate. It will terminate when it encounters this 0. It knows that we do not have to do DFS traversal for this 0, these zeros, and this 0. So, and for this also, we do not want to do it for this, and it is then they understand that now all the ones have been touched, and now we can terminate. So in all of these cases, we'll return, and if this is not the case, we'll convert grid of ij to 0, telling that now this for a particular one we start the DFS traversal, right? Now for that particular one we do not have to traverse it again, so we'll change that to 0 so that it does not encounter that again. And then we simply do what? DFS of I plus 1 comma j comma grid do call that for all the 8, right? So we have to do for all the 8. So we'll go for I plus 1 j, I j plus 1, all the PNC. Basically you have to consider all the possible cases, I minus 1 j, and then I plus 1 j plus 1, and I plus 1 I minus 1 j minus 1, I plus 1 j minus 1, I minus 1 j plus 1. So yeah, let's see if this works. If called for every DFS, we are incrementing the count, and yes, should find the number of islands. Yes, that was all for the video. It was a relatively simple question. I hope you would have understood this approach, and that was all for this video. Thank you.